It's that time again. Hello, everyone. We're back. The boys from the Hop are back. Thank you for joining us for another great Thirsty Thursday. Happy football season. We're here. We made it.
Happy football day, people.
That's why we got the football merch on for those of you on YouTube. I'm covered in Chargers stuff. Steven's got his Packers hat.
I'd wear the shirt
because it'll
I would be invisible. But it is... Well, first of all, we're here to drink some beer. We are the Hop. That's what we do here. But, you know, around the football season, we turn into a unofficial, sometimes fantasy football podcast. And so we're very excited because tonight, the day this episode drops, the Dallas Cowboys will take on last year's reigning Super Bowl champs and the team that kicked my team out of the Super Bowl, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
The Tom Brady Buccaneers. Let's be real. That's who they are. Yeah, very excited. So in honor of the start of the football season, let's drink some beer about it. We are doing Chula Vista Brewery. They are out of, you guessed it, Chula Vista. And they are the neighbors of...
You stay classy, San Diego.
They're basically in San Diego. I mean, Chula Vista is an area of San Diego, which makes it kind of appropriate. Yeah, because your team
used to be
once San Diego, and still, let's be honest, they still kind of are.
Wow, rude.
But yeah, Chula Vista Brewing, I'm super excited about this brewery. I love them. I love their mission. I love their culture. And I visited the brewery a few months ago, which is what led to this episode happening. There was just a case of me being in San Diego, stumbling into a brewery that was on my radar, and having a great time. So
I just picture you like we're at a red light, you turned to the left and said, oh, a brewery.
What's crazy is that Chula Vista Brewing is on this street, and we'll get into it, but it's on this street, and there are, I shit you not, there are 3 craft breweries like across the street from each other. There's like one, there was like within I want to say like 25 yards of each other, there were 3 separate breweries, 2 next door to each other and 1 across the street.
We should just be recording in the middle of the street, like in the center of all of them, and then we can point.
It was beautiful. And along with that, a bunch of like beer bars and stuff like that. You know, people go there when there's like a Padres game going on or whatever. People go there to watch the game. It's great. But Chula Vista is a brewery that's been around since 2017. Veteran-owned brewery with a great, mission and everything else that we're super excited about. So if you're on YouTube, the taproom is behind me. You can watch the show on YouTube if you're interested in doing so. We are a video podcast each and every week. You can follow the show on Apple, Spotify, Google, wherever you listen to podcasts. And it is official, people. We are on Amazon Music as well. You can just ask your Echo device to play the Hop, and they will, because we are now on Amazon Music. So follow us over there. You can
if you ask your device to play it and they're like playing Chopped, please send us a video. That would be the funniest thing in the world.
And yes, I did avoid saying it because I forgot to shut mine off. Yeah,
there you go. Yeah.
You can follow us on the socials at the HO Podcast. You can follow our personals. Gabe is at Gaberade67. I am at Shakespeareist, and all of that is true on both Instagram and Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, rates, reviews, all these things are excellent. And if you want to speak with us, you can send us an email, thehopod@gmail.com. We're always looking for brewery suggestions, beer suggestions, fellow podcasters that hit us up. We really appreciate that. All of the connections, communication, all that kind of stuff is what we're here for. We're here to build a community. So we love it. So keep it up. Please do it. thehopod@gmail.com is the email.
And as always, let us know what breweries to hit up next. Let us know what breweries to repeat. Let us know if you are a brewery or a podcaster or a beer fan and you have stickers. We have stickers. We would love to do a sticker swap with you. Hit us up on any of the socials or the email. We'll exchange information, sticker for a sticker. We will shout you out. As always, we are here for you.
And right now we have like a whole bunch of beer news that we're just going to blitz through real quick.
Beer news.
I don't know if you intended the football term, but I'm here for it. Very well done.
Let's go with yes, I did.
Great.
Let's go with that. All right, let's start off with the not so fun. Hurricane Ida continues to affect breweries up and down the East Coast. We obviously Louisiana was hit very hard and the hardest, but if you're unfamiliar or if you've been under a rock, the storm had a big impact in the Northeast as well, and that leads to a whole lot of damage and different things like that. But specifically, we've seen breweries in New York, Pennsylvania, and New Jersey mostly. Those are the three states, mainly Pennsylvania and New York, reporting closures, serious damage, having to survey serious damage. So there are breweries that are, there's a brewery in Texas I was reading about that's starting a relief campaign to help with Louisiana brew. I mean, it's a big, this was a big one, and it definitely affected the brewing industry as much as every other industry. So just something to be aware of.
Give back if you can.
Give if you can. Exactly right.
They could always use the support. They could really use it now. So
yes,
please.
Brienne Allen has departed Notch Brewing. That's another thing that we wanted to just pinpoint because she's moving on to focus on the Brave Noise beer collaboration that she sparked. Once again, we've reported on this over and over again, but Brienne Allen is the person whose Instagram story led to the sort of Me Too movement sweeping the craft beer industry this past summer. So that chapter of her beer life at Notch Brewing is coming to a close. She's going to travel. She's going to focus on this beer collaboration, focus more in HR and helping the beer industry in that way. But she definitely started something, and as of the end of August, so about a week ago, 69 breweries and 194 homebrewers had signed up for the brew. Again, it's one of those collaboration beers, like Black is Beautiful, like some that we saw for the fires, different things like that. Common recipe, proceeds go towards a benefit,
And as always, if we see it, if we can get our hands on it, if someone wants to send it to us, we will put it on this show.
Yes, we will. Let's see. Moving on, Spencer Willis is the new head brewer at Atlanta Brewing Company. Not much to talk about there, but congratulations on your new position,
Spencer, you did it.
Good work.
For you. You climbed the ladder. Man.
I believe it's the first head brewing position for him, so exciting things there happening for Atlanta Brewing Company. Let's go out to Colorado, where New Belgium has introduced a carbon-neutral toolkit. I wanted to highlight this because New Belgium, we talked about that Fat Tire became America's first carbon-neutral beer. The company, it's a big part of New Belgium, but they even say, as a medium-sized brewery, we really can only have a medium-sized impact. The change needs to happen on a broader level. So to that end, they've kind of put millions of dollars and tons of hours of research into this kit that is now available for free. It's a resource that's, quote, designed to help other small and medium-sized breweries measure their carbon footprint and take steps to make their businesses carbon neutral by supporting the highest impact greenhouse gas emissions reduction initiatives available. So basically, they did the research and they're giving it to other breweries and saying, look, if you follow these steps, this is how you measure what you're doing right now, and this is how you can make some changes.
And this is huge because I feel like this is such a different thing to do in the brewing world. Like, I feel like this doesn't ever happen. And so to be able to spread the word and get everyone else involved is hopefully going to make for a big impact. And
it's important. I mean, not to, talk issues here, but I mean, we just talked about Hurricane Ida and, that climate disaster, and it's the science is so plain that those kinds of events are tied to climate change. So businesses like New Belgium taking initiatives to help other businesses in their space just be a little cleaner, be a little greener, be a little better, we fully support it.
Boston Beer Company has reached a 5-year partnership deal with Peak Processing, which is a Canadian cannabis producer. So you can look for an expansion of their cannabis-infused drink space. This is something that we've kind of reported on a little bit in the news and notes in past episodes. Whenever we see something like this, we call it weed water. We think it's hilarious. But yeah, this is something that's definitely going to be for the future. We'll keep tabs on it. We'll keep you guys updated. And of course, better positioning for the future should the marijuana be legalized federally in America. It's been legal in not every state, I don't believe, but
No.
it's definitely kind of going in an upward direction of like, hey, this is okay, and beer companies and breweries are capitalizing on that. Like we said, it's a good business move.
Yeah, I mean, it's something to definitely be aware of. Like, this is like, listen, people, if you listen to the Hop for anything besides our sweet, sweet voices, you probably are interested in the trends of what's going on in the beer industry. And someday, the Mary JJ is going to be legalized federally.
The Mary JJ.
And when it happens, the floodgates are going to open, and it's going to be like the seltzer category, but with weed in it. It's going to be crazy, and people are going to make a lot of money. So it's important to kind of pinpoint these companies like Boston Beer Company, like Sweetwater is another big one, that are positioning themselves in a good place to kind of storm the market when that day comes.
I think the only difference between this and seltzer is this won't dry out after a couple months. Ooh, shots fired.
Ooh, I don't even have a drop to play for that. But we hate seltzer. But you know what we don't hate? Dogfish Head Punkin, and it's back, baby. Yes, it is.
Exclamation point.
Oh my God, I love this beer. Ask me why I love this beer.
Why do you love this beer, Steven?
Because it's a brown ale brewed with pumpkin, which makes it like maltier and balanced. It's not too sweet. It's so good. It's boozy. I think it's like up in the 7-ish range. Like it's like got a nice booze to it. It's one of the great pumpkin beers, and it's back and it's here. And the brewery describes it as a brown ale brewed with real pumpkin meat, brown sugar, and spices. Now, I really hate the phrase.
Yes,
pumpkin meat.
Because if you weren't going to say it, I was going to say it.
It makes it sound...
something off about that.
Oh, and this year, it comes with glow-in-the-dark packaging. Just, what fun. How exciting.
See, here's the thing, though. People would buy this just for that.
Yeah, I think it's the 6-pack. Like, it's not the bottle. It's like the 6-pack. It glows in the dark, but it's so festive and fun. It's like the artwork has like a little dancing man.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, I'm looking at the artwork on the 6-pack box, and I mean it's got bright colors and it looks fun. So that glowing in the dark, that would be dope.
I'm already on the lookout for this. We've mentioned that 'tis the season for pumpkin beers. They're definitely coming out, but boy, do I love this one. So grab it if you can. It's hitting shelves. People,
we're officially in September, so I mean, I think pumpkin beer is like officially like, what? Yeah, is it our time? All right, let's go.
Let's go. Saddle up.
All
right, Gabe, it's been a while.
Oh boy, it's been too long.
This Week in Gross.
Who here likes Natty Ice? Anyone? No one? Us neither. Just when we thought it couldn't get worse.
Oh my God.
Ew.
They're making vodka now. What? Why? What are they doing? They've clearly... I don't know what's going on at the brewery. I don't know. I mean, I don't know who decided this. But 3 flavors. I can't even see what the flavors are because these bottles look insane. One is strawberry lemonade. I can see that. Black cherry lemonade and lemonade. What?
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
Yeah, they're lemonade flavored vodkas. So we did, because how could we not have talked about it? We did talk about that they were kind of in the ready to drink category a little bit because they came out with that Natty Daddy strawberry lemonade, which...
Hi, can you pass me a Natty Daddy, please?
I'll have a Natty Daddy. You gotta say it with like a...
Natty Daddy.
Oh, and now they said, you know what? I think we're onto something, fellas. And they kept going, and they made vodka. And yes, we're talking about that Natty Light. Storied Natty Light, the stuff of frat parties and hangovers. That which you drank in college.
The beer you drank in college that, like... I mean, even in college, I was like, this tastes like water. So is the vodka going to be watery?
it's lemonade flavored. I don't know.
I'm not a big fan of vodka. First of all, I'm not a big fan of vodka. I'm also not a big fan of vodka lemonade. But you put natural light on the cover. Yeah, you lost me.
I don't know how much I've ever talked about this on the show, but as far as alcoholic drinks go, vodka is just about the worst one. I mean, in fantasy football terms, vodka is kickers. I mean, it just serves no purpose, and it brings nothing to the table. You can't get any benefit from it. There's no flavor. There's no fun. There's no, it just is this just empty, flaccid, just.
So then I'll say this then. Then Grey Goose must be the Will Lutz, the Justin Tuckers of the world.
Sure. There are good kickers.
It's the best kickers.
It's as good as it gets,
It's as good as it gets.
But it still brings nothing to your drink. And
yeah, flaccid is a great word. Flaccid natty daddies.
Just
we're gonna rename the title of this episode. Natty
Daddies. We're just gonna call it Natty Daddy, even though it has nothing to do with Chula Vista Brewing, which I really want to get to. But have we said enough about this? Natty Light. Stop.
Natty Light,
they need to be stopped.
No pun intended, you're drunk, go home. That's just
good.
how I feel.
That was good.
That is good. Yeah, I'm thirsty. I've got Chula Vista in front of me, so I think I should offer a very fun toast to get us in the drinking mood. Sound good?
Please do.
W.L. Hasselt said it best. None so deaf as those who will not hear. None so blind as those who will not see. But I'll wager none so deaf nor blind that he sees not, nor hears me say, come drink this beer. He that drinketh strong beer and goes to bed a right mellow, lives as he ought to live, and dies a hearty fellow.
That was beautiful. Was that Shakespeare? Was that the bard himself?
No, it wasn't the bard himself. It was his cousin, the one that, he couldn't really muster up to him. He never got on his level, but, he did a little bit here and there. And apparently he made beer toasts, so good for Elridge.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about him. Frank Shakespeare, I thought was his name, right?
Well, his nickname in high school was Elridge, so that's kind of what he goes by. I think that's his stage name.
Yeah.
Elridge Shakespeare, yeah.
It doesn't have the same ring, but...
Not at all.
All right, let's do this.
All right. They say blondes have more fun. We'll see about that. We're starting things off with the Guarita Blonde Ale. It is a local favorite of the brewery, and it has been on the can. It is quoted as a true North American light drinking beer. Fun. It is 5.6%. Beer Advocate has yet to review it. Untapped gave it a 3.48. No IBUs to speak of, and on the SRM chart, looks very see-through, very straw yellow, hay yellow, so between a 2 and a 4, 3 and a 4.
Yeah, I would say so. I think
we have the same glass again. We are killing it. We did not plan this.
I was just thinking, oh, hide the logo.
Well, yeah, that too.
It comes across lighter on camera than I think it is. Yours looks a little better than mine does, but it's golden for sure. It's sunshine in a glass. It's that San Diego sunshine, baby. Just fully in the middle of your pint glass. No head at all. No lacing at all. No head retention. I mean, I didn't even have any when I poured it, but if there was to be one, the little foam I'm seeing is a kind of eggshell color, but it's pretty much not there. Now, this beer is interesting to me because it's made with Pilsner malts and noble hops. So what does that mean? It means that it's very German in its makeup. And so I'm anticipating, despite it being called a blonde ale, that it will drink a lot like a Pilsner. That's my thought.
Yeah,
Could be wrong.
I think it's kind of in that direction as well. I would agree with that. It looks like a very light Pilsner drink. I feel like other blonde ales I've had, it's more on the higher SRM chart, so it's more of like that darker yellow, and it's got like a pillowy white head, and it's like, oh yeah, this is a blonde. It looks, yellow like blonde hair. But this one, if I didn't know the can, if I didn't know what beer it was, I'd probably say like a Pilsner, or maybe even like a small ABV session.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it looks like a Pilsner. Does it smell like one? To a certain degree, although I will say there's much more fruitiness in there than you would get off, like, let's say, I don't know, insert Pilsner here, Corona, for example. That's a bad example, but it is an example. It's a little bit less malty than like your Oktoberfests, but the malt is there for sure. I mean, you smell this and you smell grass and hay and some honey. And the noble hops maybe have a little bit of spiciness, but there's a little bit of fruit in there too. Distinctly for me, white grape, like Sauvignon Blanc almost.
Yeah, when you said fruity, I took a sniff and I would 100% agree with that. And then I think white grape is perfect because I couldn't really think of what fruitiness it is. Maybe like a sliver of pineapple, but not really. I wouldn't go in the tropical direction, but it's white grape definitely, and it has something else, maybe like kiwi almost. There's something light fruit to it.
Yes, that's 100% accurate to me. It's like a stone fruit thing. White grape, kiwi, those are all good words. Like it's edging towards pineapple, but it doesn't quite get there into the citrus side. Which,
like, if pineapple is a touchdown, it's at the goal line.
This is a football themed episode.
Yeah, people are gonna hate. If you don't like football, you're gonna hate this.
Oh, how many times can I play this drop in one episode?
How many times can you play that drop until they hate us?
Before kickoff? Oh.
Oh, before kickoff. Well, it depends when you're listening to this episode.
Yeah, exactly. Well, more later. I'm excited to drink it. And so I'm going to do that now. If it's okay with you, if it's all the same to you.
It's been quoted as light and refreshing. So let's see. Cheers.
This is like a Pilsner that's been watered down. But I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean to say that initially when you sip it, you get those malts, biscuit, cracker. That stuff is there, a little bit of corn, but it goes away pretty quickly in favor of more of that stone fruit. And when I say watery, I think I mean like it tastes like a Sauvignon Blanc almost. It's that light. It's that crisp. It's got all of the noble hops bring a little bit of spiciness, a little bit of bitterness in the back end, but it is less German than I thought it was gonna be. I don't know. I guess I was just anticipating like a fest beer, for example, like what it's 'tis the season for that, right? I was anticipating that kind of thing. I don't know why. It's not this. This is an ale, not a lager. It's fermented differently. It's just the ingredients, the pictures I was seeing. I just was anticipating that kind of flavor, and it is distinctly not that. It is a blonde ale, so that's on me, and that's in favor of this beer. But the mouthfeel is vibrant. The carbonation is moderate to high, but it's crisp. It's smooth. It's easy drinking. I mean, this is going to be gone in like 3 seconds.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I don't think it's too watery for me. I think it's like take like a 4% Pilsner. I feel like this 5.6% blonde ale is like the Pilsner's older brother. It's very similar. It's got the same features. I would agree with it's kind of in the Sauvignon Blanc ballpark. But for me, I think it tastes like a Pilsner with a little more flavor and just a little more like oomph. You know what I'm saying? I think it is, going off of what you said, very easy to drink. I think, yeah, we'll be able to crush this. I like how it has a little bit of vibrancy. Is that a word? Sure.
Vibrancy?
I don't know.
I believe that's a word. I think it is.
Check mark. I think it definitely has a little bit of that in the mouth before you swallow it. The flavors do go away kind of quickly after it goes down. I'm not getting a whole lot on the back end. Not necessarily anything wrong with that. I think it's a perfect... I don't want to get anyone in trouble when I say this, but I depending on what your job is, I feel like this could be a during work beer. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
All right, we're clocking out in 10 minutes. Like, start pouring. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure. This is a lunch beer. This is a...
Great. You understand what I meant. Like,
yeah.
I don't want to get anyone in trouble. Like, well, the hop guys told me to drink on shift. No.
I feel no responsibility for that. That's on you. Unless you like drive a forklift or something.
A lunch beer, like if you go out to like a restaurant and you have, you're out with a friend and you want a beer for lunch, perfect, right here.
Yeah, this one is going to be nice and easy and not going to kill you at all. Like Gabe said, it is definitely a favorite for them. It's a staple for them. I can't say that it's in the flagship lineup for sure. We don't exactly know that, but it's definitely one that's always on the menu nowadays.
I think it's also just a big crowd pleaser. I think that's more or less the category. Yeah, what you just said.
And it makes sense. It's not big bold flavors. It's not a lot of hop bite. It's not super high ABV. Unless if you're somebody who likes I like beer. I like just plain beer. Someone like that, which tends to mean big beer, tends to mean Budweiser, Corona. They will love this. This is just like a crowd pleaser for sure.
Right.
So
I think it has a little bit more to it. I think, if you like the light stuff, I mean, this will be a little more fun than just, it's a Pilsner and it doesn't really taste like anything. I'm watching my weight. Like, all right, Kathy, relax. You look great. Everyone's been saying it. Just put the bikini on and
drink this beer, Kathy.
Drink this beer, Kathy. Can't take her anywhere.
It's when I say it's lower in flavor, I just think I mean that I was anticipating more heavy sweet malt flavor, and I think it leads with the noble hops, and they're subtle. They're very subtle. So the flavor that you're getting off that is sort of a spicier, sort of stone fruitiness. It's not orange. It's not any of that tropical citrus like we said before. It's
Correct.
A subtle flavor, but it has flavor. I don't mean to say that it's like watery or like, not flavorful. It's just not the flavor I was expecting. And like I said, I think that's actually to their credit because it is a blonde ale. It's not supposed to be a Pilsner. So I shouldn't have anticipated all that. I just wrongly did. So
well, I mean, it makes sense, though, just based off of, like, what you knew before we started drinking. Like, all the points you mentioned. Like, I get that.
Yeah.
I think I would love to know what a stronger ABV would do to something like this. Would it kick up the flavor, or would it just kick up how you feel afterward? I don't know.
Yeah.
But who knows?
Well,
has any brewery ever made a double blonde ale? Anyone?
I don't think I've never seen one.
Crazy shit.
Send us an email if you know about it, or tag us on Instagram. Chula Vista Brewery, guys. I love this place. I love it already. I've been there once, but it was founded by Timothy Parker. He's a lifelong beer lover. Became a home brewer. He founded the company with his wife Dali. He was in the Navy, and so he was actively in the Navy when they founded the brewery. He had been. I think he retired after like 20 years, 25 years, something like that. I'm sorry if I don't get it exactly right, but he finally retired in 2019, and at that point he became more actively involved in the day-to-day of the brewery. But he founded it in 2017 when he was still sort of actively in the reserves or however that works.
That's crazy. That's a feat right there.
But these two are, again, a power couple, really crushing it out there. They started on a 5-barrel system in a 2,700 square foot facility in Chula Vista. That's the facility that's behind me on YouTube. That's the place that I visited. This is on, I believe it's called 3rd Street, might be 3rd Avenue, but it's this like downtown area in Chula Vista where, again, I said there's like 3 breweries within like a tiny like radius of each other, and then also there's like a bunch of beer bars as well on the same street. So it's just like a beer area. It's a good place to be.
It's a fun night out, let me tell you.
I was like, I couldn't even handle it. Was like an afternoon. It was like the afternoon. My parents were with me. I was like, can I make them go to all of the breweries right now?
They're like, all right, we're tired. Can we let's go? Yeah.
But so in addition to that, now I believe it is open now. They opened a second location in Eastlake, which is like a little bit further out. It's kind of in this like industrial park or mall area. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell, but it's a brew pub. They opened a barbecue restaurant along with it, or I should say that they partnered with a barbecue restaurant, which is handling the food. But it's a bigger space, and that's a 10-barrel system. So that increases their output capacity to 1,500 barrels per year, and it gives them just more room to experiment and to grow. So I think the big things about it are we should mention, I'm never sure if we should mention it, but I think it's important to their identity to say that they are the only Black-owned brewery in the San Diego area. And
yeah, I think it's absolutely we should give them that credit for that 100%.
And more importantly than that though is that they are veteran owned. I love supporting veteran owned businesses.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think there's anything more that needs to be said about that other than God bless the veterans. Thank you for your service, Tim, if you listen. And thank you for your service to the beer world now.
Yeah, it's really great to see. We love stories like this because, we've been proven time and time again, no two breweries are alike. Chula Vista aims to, quote, provide craft beers of great quality and flavor to each patron in a comfortable and inviting setting. And that's pretty important everywhere, let alone here. They're they want to open it up to locals and surrounding area residents. They want to bring people together. One of the core values that every brewery should have, let's build the community. And that's what, we're all about. And I would love to visit the space. I'm jealous I didn't get to.
Get your ass to Cali.
I'm working on it.
And Tim's wife, Dolly Parker, is an integral part of the operation as well. She's lived most of her life in the South Bay. She has sort of an administrative and healthcare background, experience in management. So that really, you see her. She
helps.
Tends to be very hands-on, especially running front of house. She does have a passion for beer, obviously, passion for customer service. They've got 2 kids. They got they're balancing the brewery and this life and the kids and everything. But
they're doing it together, which is great.
Yep.
One of the big things I read just because of that article gave really highlight to was she's big, like customer service minded. And that's cool. You don't always hear about, I'm sure that's a thing, but you don't hear about that a lot. So good for her.
And they say on any typical day, you can see both of them, Tim and Dali, hands-on, pouring beers at the bar, walking around the brewery, talking to guests, which is, we can't, if you haven't spent a lot of time in breweries, like we can't overstate how much that brings to the whole experience. Every time Gabe and I, and it's happened numerous times, we've been approached by the owners or we've been approached by someone who, is actively involved in the operation of the brewery, and they just engage with us and have conversations with us at the brewery. And that's when we learn the most. That's when we get to know the most about the place, about what they're about what they enjoy, their passion, all that kind of stuff. So
Most of the time, it's because we're recording a taproom special, and they're like, "Hey guys, what are you doing?
What's
And
happening here?"
And then we explain ourselves, and they're like, "Oh, why didn't you say so?
Yeah.
Come have a private tour." Like that happens all the time. We love it connecting with, and like sometimes it's just even the employees. Like we just love connecting with them and talking about the beer. Hey, Steven, they've won a couple awards, haven't they?
Couple of awards is correct, including one at the Gabe.
The Gabe with an E. Gabe with an F.
They got the bronze for their Browner Than Ivan Brown Ale in 2019 at the Gab. They've also won awards, Best Brewery in the Southern Region. They came in third place in the San Diego Beer News Awards. They've got the San Diego International Beer Competition. They won bronze for their Pilsner. They won for their Saison in 2019 at the Los Angeles International Beer Competition. So they've got a lot, every year, kind of 2017, 18, 19, and then 2021. They didn't win any awards in 2020, but let's face it, no one won any awards in 2020. 2020 sucked.
Everyone got a thumbs down or a demerit, and it wasn't even any of our faults. Yeah, so Great American Beer Festival, San Diego International, Los Angeles International. I would love it if they could expand and get some awards in other states like Alaska. Does Alaska have awards? Probably they should. Or Montana! Because if anything can entice people to visit Montana, it's beer awards.
Yeah. And for the record, just to be clear, yes, Gabe and I do understand how unnecessary that is. And yes, we will continue to do it.
We love it. Are you kidding me? We'll play it every chance we get.
We have another beer to move on to. We do have to move on, but I did just want to mention real quick that earlier this year, Chula Vista partnered with Brooklyn Brewery, another brewery that has been on our show multiple times, actually. And they are funding technical education and career advancement for Black, Indigenous, and people of color in the brewing and distilling industries. Again, helping to curb this real systemic issue in the industry that is not just about people of color don't want to open breweries. That's not what it is. It's much more systemic, and it has to go back to, the educational level, the, scholarships and things like that. So that's what they're doing. They're partnering. And I think it's great that this company in San Diego is partnering with a, bigger company in Brooklyn, New York, this like cross country thing.
Exactly. Touch both coasts, really spread the word, because they could have partnered with someone local and kept it in Cali, and they didn't. And so that's huge. So very good for you guys. We love stuff like this. And, maybe they could reach out to Sacred Heart and Nebco and learn from them.
Yep, they did it.
Or partner with them.
You have any final thoughts on the Guarita?
I think blondes have more fun. I think they do. I think there's something to that. I like it. I think it's a great. What do we always say? It's a great starter beer. If you have a flight, it's a perfect number one for a flight.
Yes.
Warm up, pregame, what have you. I really enjoy it. I think it's, as I said, it's a Pilsner, a 4% Pilsner's older brother.
Yeah, I think it's solid, and it's classic, and it's easy drinking, and it's crisp, and it's clean, and it's beautiful, and it does what it's supposed to do. And I like it, and I think it's primed me up. It's gotten my mouth ready for what is coming up right now.
And what is coming up right now?
It's the Humble Diaper. That's what it is. It's coming in at 9.3 ABV. Untapped has it at 3.74, no rating from Beer Advocate, but I can tell you right now, it's a little West Coasty is what it is. It's going to be a West Coast IPA. In the glass, it is amber. Once again, it comes through as way lighter on camera than it actually is in my glass if you're on YouTube, but it's sort of an amberish color. On the SRM chart, I would put it around 12 or 13 range. It's not deep amber, but what it definitely is it's clear. It's very, very clear. I can see straight through the glass.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
I can see my hand and everything. It's, not perfect, but it is very clear.
No haziness to speak of.
It's got that copper color to it that I always love. So very excited for that.
The brewery describes it as strong and subtle, and it is made with Centennial and Simcoe hops. Again, another clue towards the West Coast. Centennial tends to be in that family along with like Cascade, where it's a little bit more biting, a little bit hoppier, and it's boozy. I'm excited for it.
9.3. I'm pumped. Yeah.
It didn't have any head really. Had a little bit. Dissipated pretty quickly. It's just a ring around the glass now, but I can already see there's some decent sticky lacing, which we'll start to see more of as we drink this bad boy.
Okay. Whoa. Yeah, take a sniff. Take another sniff. All right, ready? I might be crazy, but hear me out. Banana. I'm getting banana right away. Not like a Belgian yeasty, that bubble gum, like that thing. Like just banana like on its own as like a fruit.
Yeah, I think I'm getting a little bit of that too. I'm getting
that's crazy.
I'm getting resiny hops.
Oh, for sure. Yes.
Mixed with a little bit of citrusy hops, and like that, the two of those coming together does have a sort of banana, maybe bubblegum, maybe, like you said, it's not Belgian yeasty, but it is that sort of sweet, almost herbal.
Like if you just ate a banana on its own.
Yes, why would you do that? But
because it's good.
No,
bananas.
Bananas are an abomination unless they're in a smoothie.
Apparently, bananas are good for cramps. Like if you want to eat before a workout, but you don't want to eat a lot because you like cramp up, you just snag a banana. I don't know, bro. Don't hate it. What's your problem with bananas?
We don't have time for this.
We do not.
It's boozy though. You can get the booze on the nose for sure. Like you smell it and you go, "Oh yeah, that packs a punch." I get some dankness to it.
Yeah.
I wish we had the numbers for the IBUs because I would bet you they're high. I'm smelling that resin.
I would bet they're high too. Yeah, I think it's a safe bet, especially with the smell as well as the facts of the beer with the 9.3. It's probably high. But as we always say, it's not going to do much just sitting in the glass.
No, I would like it in my mouth, please. And I will now make that happen.
Woo! Okay, don't take that out of context. Here we go. Hashtag stay humble SD. There she blows. There she is. She has arrived. Hello, Lady Luck West Coast style. We're back. Hi. Welcome to the hop.
So good. Those Centennial hops bring a lot of bite. There's a little bit of tropical citrus, but it's subtle. It definitely isn't leading the charge the way it would in New England. It's a West Coast IPA. It's dank, it's earthy, it's biting, it's got resin, it's sticky, it's candy, it's all the good stuff. It's the stuff that I like that I can't find anywhere anymore.
Puts hair on your chest.
It's in the mouth is luscious and full-bodied and strong and sturdy, and I just love it. I love it so much.
Yeah, I really like how I feel like lately it's either tastes boozy or it tastes fruity tropical, and one complements the other. I think they both complement each other on the same level. Like I think you're getting a boozy, fruity tropical drink without one being lower than the other. Like I feel like they're on the same plane.
This is so it's what I love about IPAs. Mm-hmm. That, as I say, it's just hard to find these days. I mean, it's very well balanced. Like you said, it's bitter though. It's extremely bitter. It's a bitter biting IPA. It's what IPAs always used to be. I mean, it reminds me of like a boozier version of like Sierra Torpedo, for example. But we have leaned so heavily into the New England style that now we are more accustomed to hazier tropical IPAs. But I really love this because I love that bitter bite. For me.
Yeah. And what's extra about the bitter bite is that there's flavor in it too in the back end, which makes it even better.
Yeah, it's balanced. It's not just like a shot of bitter. It's balanced with some florality, some citrus, it's, I said it on the nose, but I'm going to say again, I mean, bubblegum kind of comes to mind. It's that mix of like herbal and bitter with the booze. Like it just, it has that
I don't know why. I just got that banana like right off the bat, and I just thought, this is interesting. Obviously, I don't really taste it, but
I was just going to say, on the nose, yes. On the taste, I don't get it.
Not so much.
It's kind of drowned out by booze, but
that's fine. I want to know why they call it humble. I just feel like maybe there's a story where when an employee drank this and was like, "This is nothing. I got this," and then like passed out because he or she was wasted, and so they're like,
"Yeah,
stay humble,
because this beer will humble you."
Absolutely.
I want to talk about it more. We just don't really have time to, but it's a West Coast double IPA. The way they're supposed to be done cannot be done any better than this. This is big ups on this one. Well done, guys.
Yeah, this one's awesome. I really love the flavor. I just love how I don't mean this in a boring way, but it's just so straight up. Just it is what it is, and that's great. We love that.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna move on to our next segment at this moment.
Can Art and Crafts.
Let's get crafty up in this bitch. Love it. All right. As always, we're going to go in order. We're going to start with the Guarita Blonde Ale. Not a lot of artwork going on for either of these cans. I hate to say it, but that's just what it is. This can is just vibrant purple with a little bit of orange. There's a little bit of the design in the corner. I can't tell if it's leaves or a flower or, I mean, there's flowers down below, but this kind of just looks like an accented design or something. It's a lot of purple and orange, so if you're a Phoenix Suns fan, you might like this. And then we talked about how good the beer was, but let's talk about the can, the Humble. Nothing going on. It's black and white. White can, black writing, which is great.
It's humble.
It's humble. Okay, I'll give you that.
It's a humble can.
It's a humble can. It's shy. It's in the corner. It doesn't know how to make new friends. This one's tough because there's a little bit of fun with the blonde. There's not really anything going on with the Humble, and I understand the name and yada yada yada. But hey, I'm here for Can Arts and Crafts. So Humble, I don't know. I gotta give you a 2.5. I do. I think the reason why I give you anything is just because I like the black and white color scheme. I think it's cool, and I just love how Humble is just like humble. It's just like big and bold, and it's just really cool. And then the Guarita Blonde Ale, I'm gonna give you a 5.4. I just think there's just enough going on in the corner, like right here for you YouTubers, that you can really see some sort of floral pattern design with some bright colors. I think this beer, the Guarita Blonde Ale, will stand out standing next to other beers. I think the Humble, you have to put it in a very specific location, otherwise you're going to lose it. Bob Ross is here. Where is he? Here he is. Hey, bud, what's going on? He knows, he agrees, and he wants to thank you all for joining us for another great edition of Can Arts and Crafts.
Have you seen there's like a Netflix documentary about Bob Ross up there?
Yes, there is, and I have to be honest, I should probably watch it.
I was scared to watch it because I thought it would like ruin Bob Ross. Like I thought it was going to be about how he was like a bad person or something, but it's not.
No, I think it's like we miss this man. I think that's the vibe.
It's apparently about how basically he owns nothing and you shouldn't buy anything Bob Ross did because he got like ripped off by the people who like produced him or something like that.
Assholes.
But it's okay because we're stealing his image and likeness and
we
using
love
it
you, Bob.
here. So
we miss you, Bob.
As for what else the brewery has on tap, I mentioned their Browner Than Ivan Brown Ale. It's excellent. That's one that I had at the brewery. I was really torn between buying us the Humble Double IPA or buying us the LOL West Coast IPA because it said West Coast and we never get to have those. I'm glad I made the choice I did because this turned out to be a West Coast double IPA, but I wasn't sure.
And we wouldn't have known that, so I feel like we took a chance and we bet
and we
on
won
the number and we hit. You know what I mean? I wanted to point out the Breakers Beach double IPA. It's 8.3%. It sounds dope. It looks dope. That would be my next choice should I come visit you in sunny California and we go to... I feel like every time I talk about visiting you, it's like, all right, well, we have to go to this place, but we have to go to these 53 other places.
Well,
I feel like the list just keeps getting longer.
Yeah, I think you should come for a while and we should just brewery hop for weeks.
Oh, God.
I would like to point out there La Reina de Chula Belgian Quad because I love Belgian quads so very, very much. We have to move on, but Chula Vista Brewery, I mean, guys, I can't say enough about them. They're available throughout San Diego and Southern California in a lot of places. They also ship to all of California. So if you're in the state, I highly, highly recommend supporting this veteran-owned business that is a family business, is an independent craft brewery, is taking the San Diego craft beer scene by storm, doing everything the way it should be done, expanding, growing. They deserve some love, and
You stay classy, San Diego.
Exactly right. Exactly right.
They're great. We would love to get more of their beers. I would love to come visit. Chula Vista. Perfect. Thank you. Great brewery, great beers, great message, great vibe, great motivation. Check them out if you're in the area. If you're not, see if you can get their beer anywhere. They're really great, and we hope to get our hands on more of their beers in the near future. Thank you guys for joining us.
Round 90 is coming next week. Holy shit.
Holy shit.
And enjoy the football weekend. Cheers, everybody.